Welcome to Grumpily Ever After, our uncensored podcast where swoon-worthy meets eye-rolling as I, an avid reader and adventure romance author, chat with my grumpy husband who has inspired all of my book boyfriends written to date. Join us as we chat about books he'll never read, words he thinks are stupid, and all his grumbles in between. If nothing else, we hope to make you smile and brighten your day. At least a little. So, settle in and let's see where today's chapter takes us.
Daddy, can you hear me? Mic check. 1, 2, 3.
What are you saying? Huh?
Hi.
Hi. Talking crap? Look at my little crazy hairs.
I like the little wispies.
You like my wispies?
Yeah, it's like a waterfall in the back of your dome.
Well, hello.
Hi.
Greetings and welcome to this episode of Grumpily Ever After. I'm Lindsey Pogue, your co-host.
Dennis. G, the main cheese.
Oh my gosh. Anyways, welcome to this episode. We are recording on a Monday, which has never happened before, so feeling a little discombobulated, but overall, happy to be here.
True. Yeah. And this is, according to the calendar invite, episode 5.
Yeah, I hope it is.
Maybe,
I guess.
Maybe not. I don't know. Whatever.
Anyways, yes, so welcome to this episode. How are you? How was your day?
The day was doo-doo.
Uh-oh. That's not good.
It's all right. Just
Glad to be home.
glad to be home. Glad to try and relax, even though I'm still kind of working.
Thanks for changing my headlight bulb.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
Yeah, it wasn't easy.
Oh no, mister, it's the easiest thing you could do.
It is easy. It should be simple remove and install, but the bulb that I got doesn't fit, so I had to modify the tabs to shove it in there.
Well, good thing you're handy like that.
It's not a big thing, and it's temporary because the new ones are coming in the mail, so it'll get you by.
Hey, thanks. Now I won't get pulled over for a fix-it ticket.
Well, aka get me by, since I'm driving it tomorrow at 5:30 in the morning, so.
Oh, that's fair. Yeah, so you're trying to wind down, still having to work, do stuff. I am good. I have a really, really busy week, so I'm sure you can relate. When you have a lot going on, it's kind of hard to, I don't know, I always kind of have an anxious energy throughout the week when I know there's a lot going on. So that's kind of what I'm sitting with. But I had a really nice morning with my friend. She's a creative as well. She sketches and she paints. And we try and get together once a month to write and paint together. So yeah, that's what I did today. It was nice. And just a nice little catch up, chill session. And now I'm home working as well. So
nice. So tell me more about your friend. She paints for fun? She paints for income?
No, I think she's retired. She did a lot of museum curating and that sort of thing. She's going back to college to practice her sketching again. And she does a lot of watercolor painting and stuff like that. So I met her when I was on the board for the Historical Society. That's how I know her. So
where were you guys painting? You guys set up a corner and got...
Yeah, we went to the Oxbow.
You guys were painting at the Oxbow?
Yeah.
I was going to say something snarky of like, you guys hunkered down in a corner of Starbucks or some coffee spot and got paint everywhere, but you were actually at Oxbow.
Yeah, we were at one of the common areas of the Oxbow. And because we get there early in the morning, so we have a coffee and she gets a bagel and then we chat and catch up for a little while. And then I dive into my writing and she dives into her painting, or today I happen to be sketching. She was practicing because right from our little hangout session, she was going to her college class to work on her portfolio. So,
yeah. Oh, so she used you as a warm-up session. That's nice. Get the juices flowing and then she's ready to go for class.
Yeah, pretty much. So
that's cool.
It was nice. It's always nice.
Nice. Touching on the comment you made of having a very busy week and kind of being stressed out from the get-go, I guess, the beginning of the hill. That's how I was this morning. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just couldn't sleep and had a lot of anxiety about what is coming this week. And it's not any different from what I've dealt with, but I don't know. It just affected me more, so I didn't sleep. Like it was one of those nights where I wake up on the hour every hour.
Thinking you're gonna wake up late or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, that sucks. Hi, Sawi.
It's all right.
I can really, as you know, I don't really sleep. So it doesn't help, I think, when we're really tired. Those invasive thoughts are hard to ignore when you're tired and you can't sleep. So I think it stresses us out more. But anyway, hopefully we're going to have a great week.
Yes.
Thumbs up. Thumbs up. Okay, so I wanted to touch on, I was kind of talking to you about this before. It's Amazon. And I don't know how many episodes ago it was, but we were talking about the different books. I think we've talked about Fourth Wing for the last 2 or 3 episodes in some capacity. We talked about Shadow Daddies. We talked about, you tried to guess what it was about based on the cover. And in one of those episodes, I had mentioned that I knew it was an adult book, but I wasn't sure if it was suitable for YA because I couldn't quite remember. And I remember trying to look it up and I didn't see anything because it was such a worldwide phenomenon that I couldn't quite remember. Well, since then, I have because I read it over a year ago, probably a year and a half, 2 years ago. The details were kind of blurry to me. Well, I just re-listened to it and it is 100% not young adult. It is. The F-bomb is essentially every other sentence and there is very explicit, spicy scenes. So I think the reason why I get kind of confused, because I remember when I read it the first time, the story reads like the setting and the feel of it feels YA to me, but the characters and the content is more adult. So anyways, I think that's really interesting. But I wanted to just correct that in case anybody wrote it down as, oh, I want to read this young adult book. It's definitely not young adult. So I wanted to throw that in there. And then I remembered the other reason why I even read it to begin with. And I wanted to share this with you because you're going to think it's hilarious and stupid. So we read it for book club. And you know who's in my book club, all my closest friends. And I had told them that it had these amazing reviews and I kind of wanted to know what all the fuss was about, but they don't really read fantasy romance. So I said, we can take a chance if you want. And then somebody mentioned that there was dragon sex. And so we were all looked at each other and like, wait, what? What is this book even about? Your hand gestures are not appropriate, Dennis.
It's more like this.
Oh my God. Anyways, so then I was laughing about that too, because that was the whole reason why we were like, okay, well, if we're going to do it, let's do it. Let's see what this dragon sex is. Let's see what the fuss is all about. So everybody jumped in. We all read it. We all actually really, I think every single one of us loved it. We've all read all the books so far. But I will say that dragon sex is there's not really any dragon sex in it. It alludes to it being like their mating season, but there's no actual dragon sex. So I just want to tell everybody that anybody who heard that, AKA our book club, that was not a part of it.
Wait, so let me get this right.
Oh my God.
There was
Please don't.
rumors in the book club of dragon sex, and people were like, I don't know if that's the book for me. But there isn't. But what's alluded in the book is dragon on dragon, like natural.
Yeah,
stuff.
well, they have mates, so yeah.
It's not
So there's like
dragon
a
on
person. No,
it's not dragon on a human.
no,
Okay.
just dragons. But they share bonds with them. So anyways, I'm not going to go into it. You don't care. And everyone else has probably already read it. So they already know. But yeah, so I just wanted to
clarify there's no weird like bestiality thing happening.
Okay, so I have today, unless there's anything else you would like to discuss before we move on.
No.
So I thought today it would be kind of fun we've talked about tropes and stuff before. I had the look on your face. But we haven't really talked about some of the terms. We've talked about book boyfriends, so you know what that is. You know what a trope is. But there are other aspects to the book world that if you're not in the book world, they might not make sense to you. So I wanted to get you to guess what some of these things mean. I think some of them you already will know, but I figure we'll just see how it goes. Ready?
Okay,
Ready?
but no, hold on.
No.
I'm gonna derail this.
What? Oh no.
So romantasy
Mm-hmm.
is a term
Mm-hmm.
made up,
Mm-hmm.
which is what?
A subgenre of fantasy romance.
Okay. So when you said fantasy romance for this Fourth Wing book, that would be that?
Yeah.
That would fall. Okay. Gotcha. Carry on.
All right. So we're going to start with an actual trope in books. This one I like the name, so that's why we're going to discuss this one specifically. So if I say a character is cinnamon roll, what comes to mind for you?
This is so fucking dumb. A character is cinnamon roll?
Yeah, we'll say it. Okay, I'll narrow it down for you. Specifically, it's a male character.
Yeah, that makes sense. I wouldn't say that chick's cinnamon roll.
Is a cinnamon. So, I mean, I don't want to give too much away, but I know
No,
you.
no, 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 no. You can stop there. I'll guess. You're using the term cinnamon roll for a male,
To
and
describe a male character.
that means that he is, so he doesn't perspire like a normal person. Sweat glands actually extrude some kind of sweet, sticky substance.
That's disgusting.
But it's tasty.
Oh my god, that's so gross. You're just like licking him and it's sticky cinnamon
Toasted
juice. Toasted strudel. Okay. Actually, it is a main male character who is essentially the opposite of an alpha male. So he's really sweet, supportive, lovable, kind of ooey gooey on the inside, sort of. So that's kind of that. Oh god, he's rolling his eyes. He has his head back. He's rolling
fucking
his
dumb, dude. So a softy, lovable,
Yeah.
caring male
Yes.
is a cinnamon roll.
Yes. So I have a question. If we were in real life, because clearly we're not, in real life, what would you call a guy that's like that?
A softy, caring person.
Yeah.
I'd call him a human.
Okay. Versus
Yeah.
a what?
I'd even call him a friend.
Oh. Okay. I was just curious if you would call him anything. Do you think you are a cinnamon roll character?
I definitely have. I have notes of cinnamon roll.
Not the sweaty kind, right? We're talking like the ooey gooey inside, not the sweaty glands and the stickiness.
Yeah, that's gonna be a big ant problem. Right. Yeah. With your term of cinnamon roll, I share traits with that, I think.
I agree. Okay, so next term. Are you familiar with the term book hangover?
No.
Can you guess what it means?
Book hangover. I mean, all these terms are pretty much dumb. So I take them as literal, and I've been like 0 for 6 at this point. Book hangover is my guess of someone binging books and, I don't know, reading a series and then being tired of said series.
No, it's more, you're kind of on the right track, but it's more about loving a book so much and then it's over and you just kind of don't know what to do with yourself because you could go into the next book, but it's not as satisfying because you absolutely loved the last one. So it's kind of this weird, funky aftermath of missing a book world that you've been in. So if somebody stick with Fourth Wing, since we keep bringing it up, that series, and they absolutely loved it. Once it was over, why are you shaking your head?
You gotta plug your own stuff, man.
Then they would have a book hangover because they just binge read the three books in the series, ends on a cliffhanger, and they're absolutely obsessed. They need to know what's going on, and they just are beside themselves because now what are they going to do? They can't keep reading the next book, and then starting a new book, a new series, a new world, whatever it may be, it's like a huge gear shift, So
Hold on.
no.
Fourth Wing
Mm-hmm.
is the third book in the series.
Fourth Wing is the name of the first book.
Oh. Okay. Well, don't most readers wait till a series is out for them to read through it?
Some people do.
The ones that can show restraint?
Yes.
Gotcha.
Pretty much. Okay, so what do you think TBR stands for?
TBR?
Mm-hmm.
To be, and I'm struggling with the R, to be released? To
No.
be...
Think about a book. You're close with the first two letters. Or the first two words.
Yeah, to be something with the R. Yeah. So that's TBR. Right? No. Book?
What do you do with a book?
To be read.
Yeah, good job. TBR. So my TBR list is a gazillion books long. That's why I have a book club. That's why I have my Rogue Reader book club with my readers, because that way they pick something off my shelf that I already need to read. Okay.
At least it's not to be returned.
Oh. All right. What about this? HEA.
HEA?
Mm-hmm.
What comes to mind is it Pride and Prejudice? You said TBA?
HEA.
Oh, HEA. I hear ye, I hear ye.
That makes you think of Pride and Prejudice.
You said HBA?
HE as
God
an
damn it.
elephant. A as
Okay.
an apple.
Is eloquent spelled with an E?
Yes.
Yeah, so it's hear ye, I hear ye. Eloquent animals? He says creatures, huh?
I forget what he says.
He says beautiful creatures.
Mm.
Anywho,
I like how you know what Sir Lucas actually says more than I do.
beautiful
Okay.
creatures is so random to describe ladies coming up. Beautiful creatures. Beautiful creatures are coming towards the house. All right. HEA.
It's
No freaking clue. Give me the first one.
happily.
Happily ever after?
Mm-hmm. Stop rolling your eyes.
Why? Okay.
Why what?
Why shorten it?
Happily ever after is long.
Okay.
All right. How about
that's young people talk with fucking shortening everything.
all right, fine. I got one more short thing for you. D
Okay.
as in dog, N as in Nerf ball. That's the only first thing that came to my mind.
Nancy, come on.
F as in Frank. DNF.
Do not fornicate.
I mean, I guess that's a decent guess because we're talking about romance in most of these, but
Do not. It's a do not something with an F,
it's
right?
past tense, do not. So did not.
Finger,
No.
flip, face. Did not fuck.
Finish. Did not
Oh,
finish.
did not finish. Oh, book wise.
Yeah. You're like, oh my gosh. Okay. So
Ooh.
this one, book dragon. What is a book dragon? And it's not literal. It doesn't have wings, so try and help you out there.
Something like, I think I don't know. I think of like something rare, like a rare book, something that tickles the fancy to someone, and they're like, "Man, this thing's legit." Like I think of for some reason a unicorn comes to mind, like a book unicorn, something that's
Oh, like very special.
yeah.
It's more of, you know how I think of a really good comparison is in Lord of the Rings, you know how the dragon hoards all the gold. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah. Yeah.
A book dragon is a very, we'll say, aggressive book collector. So they collect all the books. They don't get rid of books. They have all the books. So I'm not at all a book dragon. I have 2 shelves. That is nothing, Dennis.
2 shelves? Have you counted how many shelves you have?
Okay. Maybe
You have like
3.
6.
No, I don't.
A definition of bookshelves? Do you want to come up with the actual? Give me what the definition of a bookshelf is, and I will
Okay,
tell you have 6.
functional books like cookbooks and gardening books don't count. I have a whole bookshelf of those and my college books. Okay, those don't count. All my bookshelves in my office are all my inventory. None of those count. As far as my for pleasure reading books, I have the
Hog,
2
hogwash. Hogwash. I can have 10 cars and be like, I got 2 because 2 out of the 10 run.
A book dragon is somebody who, let's just say, hoards books. Okay. I have, as far as my for reading pleasure books, not reference stuff from college, none of that. So, not gardening books, my fiction books, what I like to read for pleasure. I have 2 big bookshelves of those essentially in the living room. Okay. Is this correct?
Gotcha. Yes.
I don't collect books. So that's why I also have my Bound and Borrowed program that I do with my membership. When I read books, I like to read physical books. And when I read them, they still look untouched. They still look brand new. And I don't want to just give them away to people I don't know and donate them. I would rather that if I know what my readers like, I would rather gift it to them, tell them why I liked it, why I think they'll like it, and give them the option to read it or pass it on to someone else. That's because I do not keep books unless it's a series I know I'm going to reread, but that doesn't happen that often. So I would rather gift them or donate them or give them to a friend or whatever. I do not hoard books. I would be the exact opposite of a book dragon because I only really allow myself so much room to have books. So if I start outgrowing that space, then I actually start getting anxious because I don't have a space for the other ones.
Yeah, it makes sense. You're not a hoarder for sure. I mean, pretty much you have this internal conversation of when you actually go to buy a book, you're like, okay, what am I getting rid of?
Kinda, yeah.
So you're not a Smaug, you're more of a Smeagol.
Yeah, actually, I am. That's a really good comparison.
You're a book Smeagol?
Yeah, my precious books. That's a good one. I like that. Okay, so what do you think a book haul is? Haul is an Haul.
Oh, haul.
Sorry, not like a haul.
Hall. You go to a establishment and find nothing but deals. Like you walk out there striking gold and getting deals or finding rarities or whatever it might be, but you're scoring. You're walking away going,
I got a collection.
Scored. I got something good at the bookstore.
Yeah, you're right.
Whatever.
I don't know that they necessarily have to be discounted or anything, but they definitely, people call it a book haul when you come home, when you have, 5 new books that you got at the bookstore. They call it a book haul.
Right. And it's not just buying books to buy books. It's not about quantity. It's about quality.
I don't know. I think it's just buying books.
Oh, so just buying stuff.
Yeah, but it's not. I don't think the only time I can think of that I've actually done a book haul would be when you dropped me off at Barnes and Noble and I got like a bag and a half of books. I've never done that before. That would be a book haul. Otherwise, I'll go and I'm get one. That's not really a book haul. It's like a collection, just a collection of books that you splurged, you know.
Gotcha.
Purple prose. What do you think purple prose means?
Holy smokes, no clue. Prose?
Well, prose, and just to be clear, prose, we're talking words in a book, sentences, you know, that sort of thing. So purple prose.
I don't know. This one's, to me, it can mean anything. So
I don't expect you to know it. So I was just curious what you would guess.
I got nothing.
Purple prose, they use that when they're describing writing that's really excessively flowery, when it kind of takes away from the story for readers because it's overly descriptive and that sort of thing.
But in a positive sense?
Not
Or
necessarily. No, I think normally if people are using it, at least in my experience, it's not something that bothers them because it's overly descriptive and it doesn't add anything to the story. It takes away.
oh, so like
So worried about it being pretty and flowery that they're not really to the reader, it doesn't seem as focused on the story as they would appreciate.
okay.
And it's
Okay.
subjective, obviously.
Just something beaten to death, trying to describe the color of a door.
Yeah.
As opposed to like Jurassic Park, who's the guy?
Michael Crichton.
Crichton. So like Crichton, where he's so thorough with his book, but it's not necessarily overly descriptive. And I don't know, I didn't read it, but not like that.
I don't know. That's a hard question. I mean, I don't know. I don't think he's flowery at all. I don't think he's purple prose. I think that his is way too scientific and it does kind of take me out of the story. But that, again, it's all subjective, right? It's personal preference. I love that movie. That book was one of the hardest books I've ever had to read because it's so scientific and it's just like boring to me. So I wouldn't say that's that's purple prose because it's not, again, it's not flowery, but it is a lot of explaining. So it's different, but
a lot of information that just flies over your dome.
Yeah, it just hurts my brain. I'm like, I don't need that. Just give me some dinosaurs, you know?
Gotcha.
So I think, yeah, in a sense, I think that when people are reading a book that has really flowery language, they probably feel the same way. Just get to the action already. I don't need you to tell me in 7 different sentences what the room smells like or whatever, you know?
Yeah, I don't need you to spend half a chapter describing the dragon's penis. Just rail the other dragon.
Oh my God. To it. Okay. Yes.
Got it.
Man, you always know exactly where my mind is headed. Just kidding. Anyways, so anyway, that's it. That's all I had for that list, but I thought it would be kind of fun to see what you'd guess.
Yeah, and I mean, when you said purple prose, I was going to say some fruity language, positive talks being it said prose, but I didn't necessarily want to guess that.
Well, now you know. And I should probably mention, because I don't think I have yet, we did have reader questions come in or listener questions come in asking about visual. We have the audio, obviously, for the podcast, but asking about the video. The podcast is also on my YouTube channel. And so we do have video up now. Sometimes. It depends. We won't always have all video access, but just FYI for people listening. If you want to see the video as well, we don't necessarily encourage it, but you can watch the video on my YouTube channel. So just figured I'd throw that out there.
That was news to me the other day.
Yeah. Well, I did ask you for everybody to hear what you thought about that. And you're like, I'm open to it. And I just ran with it.
Yeah, and you ran with it. And you're like, by the way, there's people watching you on YouTube. I'm like, what? That's happening? Great.
Yeah. Yep. What the things I get you into, huh?
That's all right. Thank you to the 3 people watching. Tell your friends.
All right. Well, then let's dive into what we're grateful for, and we'll wrap it up quickly tonight.
I need to write these down because after last episode, I was like, ooh, I'm going to say that next time. And then where'd it go?
You also said that same thing last episode as well.
Oh my God.
Okay, so I will go. I'll let you think about it.
Terrible.
I am very grateful for my members. I spent the weekend doing chores and working a little. But I also, as you know, I was doing some crafts yesterday. Very much out of my comfort. I mean, I like doing crafts, but not stuff that I'm going to be sending to people. But I really appreciate my subscribers, my paid members, and I really like sending them things in the mail because everybody likes getting goodies in the mail. And so I'm always trying to think of new fun things that I can do for myself because I don't really have any hobbies anymore because let's be honest, writing is no longer a hobby, it's my job. And reading, while it is a hobby, it also kind of is hard to separate from work because of one reason or another. So I've been really trying to figure out lately what my hobby is, and I don't really have one. And so I was thinking, well, I want to make more things for my readers and for my members specifically, because I like sending them stuff in the mail. So what can I do that might even potentially become a hobby? And so I've been doing some crafting, and I was thinking about it yesterday as I was getting sticker stuff and I was getting glue everywhere and I was making a mess and trying to figure out what the hell I was doing, that I wouldn't be doing that. And I did have fun doing it, but I wouldn't be doing that if I wasn't constantly trying to do stuff for them as a thank you for their support of me. You know what I mean? So it just made me really grateful that, hey, I wouldn't even be trying this right now. I wouldn't be stepping outside of my comfort zone and learning what I'm doing if it wasn't for them. So doing that, I feel like I'm doing that. I've been doing that a lot over the last couple of years specifically. So it's just fun. And especially, I will just add this, especially grateful for them because the way that the world is, that they would even support me monthly is obviously a huge honor and makes me feel super special because that's a lot to ask of anybody with the way things are and have progressively gotten over the years, you know. So that they want to spend some of their money on me every month is really, really special. So that's why I think that's the bottom line of why I want to try and do special stuff for them. So there you have it.
No, I think that's really cool. It's something pretty grand for people to be willing to subscribe to anyone nowadays. Like, things aren't the easiest, and I'm over here trying to like get rid of subscriptions that we have for TV, let alone, you know, I couldn't put myself in people's shoes where they had to choose, you know, financially what they could do with their subscriptions. So it's a big deal that you're excuse me, that your fans are sticking with you through the thick and thin.
Yeah.
So kudos to them.
It's very nice. I will tell you, it was really funny because I had during the Kickstarter campaign, there was this one of my readers, she saw the hardcover and she's like, I'm so excited, I'm gonna have to get one. And then her husband commented underneath it. And he said, oh, Lindsey put out a new book. Always, our bank account always takes a hit. I was laughing.
That's funny.
Yeah. All right, your turn, babe.
I'm thankful for our friends, and we got a small, tight group, and they reached out to us this last week to hang out.
Yeah.
And made an effort, and it's been a while, so it was nice to reconnect and hang out with them. And everyone's got lives, everyone's busy, Everyone comes up with excuses. It's easier just to hang out at home and be comfortable and
The
do what
least
you're used.
amount, yeah.
Yeah, do what you're used to doing. So for them to reach out and say, "Come on over. We're doing X, Y, and Z, and we expect you here." Type of an invite.
Yeah.
So that
Yeah,
was
let me see if Lindsey wants to. Nope, just come over. I love it.
yeah, it was nice to
love it.
reconnect.
Yeah, it was. It was a really nice time. I'm glad we did that. Yeah, we had a really nice weekend, and I feel like it's not very often that we have fun on a weekend, but we also are really productive on a weekend. I felt like super win for us. Look at us go. We're adulting.
Yay.
Oh my gosh. All right. Well, as boring as we were today, I think that's a wrap. Oh, okay. Here, I will do this. I will do this, Dennis. How do
Bring
you
it.
feel? How do you feel? Sorry, I'm making a bunch of noise. How do you feel about choosing a coloring page out of this romantasy coloring book that I got us and coloring it? And then we each post the picture that we chose colored, and the listeners vote on the one that's the best. How do you
down.
feel about that?
Wait, but what's the turnaround time? I got a week to do this?
I don't know, however long.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, some of these.
It's going to be it's going to be anonymous, right? We just post it and
Yeah, they're going to have to just pick one. And we're not going to tell them who did what.
It's interesting that you spent this whole last weekend doing arts and crafts and putting things together for your readers. And now you're dropping this on me saying, let's color one and see who does better.
I'm not a great colorer. I don't have patience. That's why when I was making my stuff this weekend, everything is so tiny and it takes patience. And I don't have patience. It's a problem. So I have a feeling yours is going to look better than mine. That's why I'm excited to see how they vote.
Good thing you're not a surgeon.
Yeah, definitely not. I would never be able to do that. So anyways, this thing's really beautiful, so I'm excited for to pick something and to see. I'm gonna let you pick first. I'm gonna let you pick whichever one you want first.
Okay. You got the goods, the utensils, what are we doing? Like
Yeah, I think so. I better check.
Color pencils.
I think I have color pencils. I think it's from coloring with the kids all weekend. I mean, I had this anyway that I specifically got for us to do for the podcast because it's romantasy and I had a good laugh. But I think it was from coloring so much with the kids on Saturday that I was like, oh, we should just color those.
Let's do it.
Let's do it. Okay, so we'll keep you guys posted on that. We're going to each pick a coloring page. We're going to color it, and then you guys can vote which one you like the best. But obviously, no guarantee when this is going to happen, but we're going to get working on it, and we'll keep you posted next episode.
What does the winner get?
Chicken dinner? What do you want?
I don't know. Yeah, I guess it's dinner.
No, I'm just thinking winner, chicken dinner. I don't care. We'll think about it. We'll announce it on the next show, okay?
Or the readers can pick.
No.
Okay.
They can vote. Maybe we'll give them options and they can vote. That's a lot of voting. I don't know. We'll get it sorted and we'll let you guys know how it goes.
All right.
I should have thought this through ahead of time, but my brain doesn't work that way apparently.
I ain't doing it for free.
Okay. All right then.
I got 3,200 projects going on. Don't give me that look, woman.
Okay.
All right.
That's it for now. Thank you everybody for listening. We appreciate you. We hope that we brightened your day at least just a little. Until next time, happy adulting adventures.
Mahalo.
Bye, everyone. Well, that's a wrap on this episode of Grumpily Ever After. Whether you're here for the book talk or the banter, we appreciate you. If you enjoyed our brand of chaos, don't forget to subscribe and join us next time for more book chats and married mayhem. Stay grumpy, stay bookish, and we'll catch you next time.